love Arizona, and these yellow trees are actually very pretty. We're right on the edge of town here, and this is considered one of the more dangerous cities in Arizona, if not the most dangerous city in Arizona. The violent crime here is 331% higher than the national average, which 100% higher I would consider regular city bad. So 331% higher is beyond iffy. You're just venturing into it's just bad territory. Part of that is because the population is very small. The population here is around 7,000, and it's been declining since 2010. So they can't blame the decline on 2020 like a lot of cities can. But they got these nice pretty trees that you're not seeing much in this area of Arizona. I'm going to try, and that's at historic downtown. I'm going to try and get down over there. We're going to turn around and go to that historic downtown area. And this city is 47% Hispanic, 38% white, and 4% American Indian. This must be the historic downtown that we're coming up on. The average age is 44 here, which is older than most cities are. This is the historic downtown, so let's see what is historic about it. Good Junk. That store is called Good Junk. It's open, which is a good sign for any city that they have places are open. Okay, so this is kind of cute. I like these little downtowns. So the average age here is 44. A lot of this is closed up. Look at all that. It's all just closed up. None of it's even open. Now these are open, this section. But that first whole block, nothing was open. It was all boarded. Well, those look all empty too. They look all empty. It's cute. It probably was really cute at one time. Some of this is open. That corner store's not open. Some of the stuff on the right is open. So some of this is open. Some of it is open. You got a couple people hanging out in the corner there, but they're old timers talking to each other. This stuff looks like it's all vacant. Got a for sale sign on that one. So the average age is 44 here. And for women, the average age is 49. For men, the average age is 40. Now, normally there isn't a huge gap like that. So there's something wrong with this city that the men are dying a lot younger, or that are the older men just leave and it's just younger guys here, or something like that. But there's 25% of the population is seniors, which that's pretty high to have that much of your population be, you know, 1 out of every 4 people is a senior. That's pretty high. The average income is $42,000 with a 21% poverty rate. So 1 in every 5 people here live below the poverty level. The marriage rate is 47%, which would be considered really good, especially for a city that's got violent crime like this city has. These roads actually aren't too bad at all. I'm thinking that out here the roads just don't wear the same as some other places, because the roads, I mean, this road is real, unless they just redid it recently, this road is in very good shape. But it, like places that it gets really cold, the roads seem to, let's go up here, the roads seem to, you know, be all broken up more than some of these places where, let's look at some of these houses. Like this, the road, there's parts of it that are bad, but for the most part, it's halfway decent if you're comparing it to other cities in America where it's not good. 66% of the people that live here were born here. And it says that 3% of the people that live here are non-citizens, which we're pretty close to the border. So that may or may not be true. They had 3 homicides in 2018. Otherwise, they normally range in the 0 to 1 range. I don't know what road I just got on. The assault rates here range. This is where the city gets its bad rap. It's not from homicides, because they don't really have a lot of homicides here. Their assault rates range from 1,500 to 2,000 over the past 5 years. So it's been a trend that they're in the 1,500 to 2,000. That is Detroit to Memphis levels. Detroit, I think, is around 1,700, and Memphis is around 2,000. So their homicides here, or their assaults here, are just as high as 2 of some of the worst cities in America. Is that a road? We'll turn here. And your odds of becoming a victim of a violent crime is 1 in 63, of a property crime 1 in 20, and overall of any crime 1 in 16, which are about, well, a little high, but about normal for a city with bad crime. But year over year, they're showing a decrease of 20%. Which this data is likely 2022 numbers. So the decrease was probably 2021 was really bad, which was typical for a lot of cities. Following 2020, 2021 got really bad as well. And so that would be typical for a lot of cities. And so a decrease of 20% doesn't necessarily mean things are good. I mean, their assault rate is still up close to 2,000. It just means that it was worse in 2021. And the cost of living here obviously is lower than the national average. Housing is 31% lower, so if you want a cheap place to live that you don't mind, you know, high crime, you could probably buy a house here very cheap. The schools, however, their test scores, the kids are graduating here with 29% of them being proficient at reading and math. 29%. Less than 1 in 3 are graduating proficient. Arizona as a state is 43%, which is below the national average, which is 48% of the students graduate being proficient at reading or math. And about 75% of the kids, or 75% of the population has graduated high school, which also is not a very good number. So 3 out of every 4 graduate, but if only, what did I say, 29%? But if only 29% of them can read and write at grade level, it's kind of, you know, I mean, it's the same difference as some kid that doesn't graduate if they graduate and they can't read or write anyway. I didn't see a whole lot of graffiti. A lot of it, like that building's all closed up. A lot of it is closed up. Not a lot of graffiti. The houses look like they're a little on the run-down side, but nothing that's super bad. So this, when the assault rates are that high in a town like this, it's likely there's a lot of domestic violence, which lead to higher numbers in some of that. And like I said, the population is really small. It's 7,000, so it's not going to take a whole ton of incidents to get the assault rate way up there. But typically you see these smaller towns and you don't get all that high of assault rates there. But this one's got it. But overall, to look at it, it doesn't look too bad. Overall, it doesn't look too bad, but there's nothing really spectacular about it. It's just your average middle of Arizona type looking city, and actually looks a little better than a lot of the ones I've seen in Arizona.